But as you were saying about the whole the social media thing, and even speaking of things that people may not like, or what are we doing as far as that? Because I know I was just also speaking about the whole Whoopi Goldberg thing.
Tell me more.
So Whoopi Goldberg was on The View the other day, and she had to apologize because she was speaking up on something, and she said she used the term gypped. She got gypped out of something. So when she used that term, people went outraged, so she had to publicly apologize.
What's wrong with the term?
Gypsies.
Okay.
So they said that it is a derogatory.
Yeah, because they're gypsies. You gyp them. Like, they're pretty much saying, like, like, that's like saying, I don't know. It's kind of like the whole black standard thing where or kind of like when how a white woman will be at the stoplight and she locks the door because she's a black person walking across the street. It's kind of like that. So that's how they felt about that.
But my thing is, again, because when I read up on it, they gave the definition of, they said that it's in the dictionary as a slang or a help me out. What's another word for slang? Derogatory. Yeah, but they didn't even use it as in the dictionary as derogatory. They basically was saying it was a long-term phrase that people use in their language or in verbiage that they use. So now it's just like, why all of a sudden every time something is stated, everybody have to have some type of offense for it? Like, I don't feel like she should have
selective. What did Chris Rock call it? Selective outrage.
Selective outrage. Why? Like, it was. I don't know. Like a slur. It was a slur, a racial slur. Was it? We call it a racial slur. But when has it become a racial slur? Because I remember using the term gypped all the time.
That nigga got me. Like
he got me, or I was juked, or I was gypped. I was gypped. So I don't.
Zold. They say Zold.
Yeah, Zold. Yeah, exactly.
But she's too old to know that term.
Right, but my thing is, why is everything so sensitive?
Mm-hmm. I think that everything is so sensitive now because the verbiage has always been incorrect, and unfortunately, we've been indoctrinated into using specific verbiage, and now we are having to go back and unlearn because the verbiage has always been incorrect. But if it was communicated properly the first time, when we weren't as sensitive of a culture, we would never be having a lot of these conversations.
But do you think that a lot of...
Because I actually just learned that midget is a derogatory term.
Yes, I did too.
Yeah,
I did too. I didn't know that either.
What did you say, little people?
Little people.
Wow.
I had no idea. My mom corrected me because my mom watches the show and she was just like, you can't call them that. I was like, can't call them what?
Like, I've always known for them being midgets. Like, what else are they?
I learned. Now I changed my verbiage. I ain't saying it
I'm trying to, but at the end of the day, it's like,
shout out to the little people.
Yeah, little people. But like then I feel like that's a derogatory. I feel like that's derogatory calling a little people. Yeah, little people. Yeah.
Like, so people have the biggest asses.
They do. Y'all ever seen how the tallest niggas on Instagram be with the bitches that's like this tall?
Because they can pick them up and do whatever they want with them easily.
Yeah, they can just have their way. Hey, like right there. Like, right there. But you have to get on your knees.
Oh.
So I actually wanted to, I know this is going to segue into another part of the conversation.
Did you just hear what she just said?
Yeah, she's wild for that. That's why I'm like.
She said because they're right there. She was like, what are they knees?
Stand up.
Like, wait, so next.
Let me place you right here.
You a mess. I think this is like the perfect segue into the Ciara's dress.
Yes, I'm sorry. That just tickled the fuck out of me.
No, it's funny. Because that's what they be thinking. That's exactly what they be thinking.
Yes, exactly.
I got a friend of mine that I think he has a fetish with little people. And I'm like, because he's been sending me videos. And I'm like, there's something going on that I didn't know about. He was like, yeah, bro, I think I got a thing for little people, bro. And I was like,
they have the best bodies. It's just like, yeah, every little person I ever saw, especially female.
I think that this is an interesting topic because naturally, like, we're over sexualizing them by having casual conversation. And it's like,
yes.
Which is what I was wanting to segue into Ciara's dress. And we want to talk about that. Like, as Black women, you know, we are constantly in a lot of areas, like being sneak recorded, sneak taking pictures of us. Like, we are naturally just over sexualizing. I think that with Ciara's dress, I know y'all had some feedback on it, but like, I personally I wasn't a fan of the dress just because aesthetically it just didn't look good.
It didn't look good.
Like it was translated properly.
Right.
But
it did nothing for her, and she's not to cut you off. She's a beautiful person, but it was just like a blah.
Yeah. I just feel like it didn't compliment her to what I expected from her. So naturally, like, I was a little bit more disappointed in my own expectations, I guess. But I think that a lot of people just felt like it was entirely too much. Like with her and Russell, and she's naked and he's fully clothed.
And he was looking hurt.
Like, bitch, why you come out here and do this? Why you
got me out here taking these goddamn pictures?
He looked uncomfortable.
He did.
Yeah. He looked uncomfortable.
But he also should have stated, like, babe, I don't think this is the proper dress for this tonight.
But I think because everybody holds him to this standard, the high regard, that he didn't want to say anything to her or say anything, because it was written all over his face. It really was.
You can see her wearing a dress like that with Future, but when you're with him, it's just, you know, be more conservative. You're a lady.
So walk me through the thought process behind that. Because
right,
like,
really quickly,
she should dress a certain way because she's with him.
Right.
I just feel like
somebody before you say that really quick, because like it turns in that, because somebody did say that they said she needs to pick a side. Like they were saying she needs to pick a side. Like you're with him and you're like all this godly and I prayed for this man and blah, 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 whatever, and then you come out and wear this dress. So do you think that she needs to pick a side, or can she still? I feel like she should be a little bit more. She could be sexy with a little bit more class. But what's your input on that?
I agree. She definitely she can always be sexy. She's very.
Do you
sexy.
think he's
She's
a simp?
Beautiful. I don't think that Russell Simmons is a simp. I think that he's a great
Not
man.
Russell. Is his name?
Yeah,
Russell
Wilson.
Russell
Wilson.
Wilson. Yes.
We went from basketball. Wait, entertainment, basketball.
We went from baby fat.
We're gonna blame it on the tequila because we had hella shots.
Yes, hella shots, y'all. Excuse us.
Wilson, he's a great man, and then sometimes we walk over men like that. Like I feel like she definitely should have been more conservative, especially because he was like in a suit. He was like, you know,
they
didn't match each other at all. It was just definitely. Like I said, if you were going with Future, still a little Bow Wow, it would be different. But you're going with a grown ass man dressed like a grown ass woman.
But I think a lot in their relationship has changed because a couple years ago he was on top. He was the number one quarterback in the NFL. Now he ain't there anymore. So it's just like, who's making the money? If you ain't doing shit, who's making the money? And then the next day she came out with music. So it's just like,
okay. So it's like maybe she's like the.
So now she feeling like she's the boss.
She's
now?
Not the boss, but it's just like somebody got to be talked about. You make more money when you talked about. Look what we doing right now. We talking about her. She's talked about a lot on social media.
So you think is she making more money?
Not making more, but making them
trending.
Some money.
She's trending now. She's trending more. She's trending now. And
maybe personally, I thought that she did this statement because she's about to drop an album. So I felt like she wanted to give the crowd and stuff something to wow, so she can start being true. Because if you think about it, up until the Oscars, she's been dropping some real crazy TikToks and videos and stuff with all the twirling and, you know, the sexy. Even though we always known that she can definitely move her body and she could definitely dance. Exactly, she's been sexy, but I feel like she's been doing a lot more lately. Since she's been with him. Like we know this side of her before him, but when she got with him, it kind of like, I want to say she calmed down a little bit. I thought personally it was more or less because she had the kids. You know what I'm saying? She had the babies and stuff, so she was on more of the mom side and being a wife and being a little conservative. But I thought that the statement with this dress was because, okay, let me pop out. I don't have my babies. This is what a good body looks like. And I'm just gonna make a statement because I'm about to drop this record too. Because you know a lot of people do a lot of things right before they get ready to drop a record.
But don't wear your cover up to the Oscars. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Wear it to the beach.
I personally don't think that a woman's attire should be dependent upon a man. Like
that's
I know that y'all probably expecting that.
That's definitely a fact.
Like I 100% do not think a woman's attire should be based on.
I don't think it was based on for me. I don't think it should be based on a man. But you do have kids now too, so I feel like when you have kids, regardless if you're married or not, you should tone it down a little bit because you do have kids. Yeah. I mean, let's take Cardi B, for example. Cardi B was out here. We all know Cardi B was out here wilding, doing all kind of crazy shit. And what's the song? WAP and all of this stuff. And even though Offset, that's her husband?
Yeah.
Yeah. Offset didn't really agree with that song at first because there was some type of conflict that they had about her putting the song out, especially because they got married and then had the kids. But she did it anyways. Yeah. But if you notice, now that she had more kids, she has toned a lot down. I feel like Cardi B definitely has toned down now. And I don't think it's necessarily because of Offset. I think it's because of her kids.
It's about respecting your relationship as well, because
you definitely have to respect your relationship.
when you are single, you can wear what you want. When you're in a relationship, you have to dress for your man also, I would say. Like, some men just don't want their woman to dress a certain way, and I feel like you should just respect it.
That's kind of like in our relationship with the TikTok that I put out, and with the booty facial.
Oh, yes,
or whatever.
yes.
So I get that and I respect that, but I also felt the way about it because my husband said something to me when I posted that TikTok of me doing my daughter's room, and then I went and got a booty facial and I posted the content. He's like, "Can you take that off of Instagram?" Like, I didn't feel a way about it, but he did. So it was just like I had to respect how he felt. Mm-hmm. So I think I don't know.
But it's a respect thing for your man, and I'm quite sure. I don't know if he said anything. Like, just go back to us saying, do you think Russell is a simp? Because the way he looked,
like he was hurt,
or just uncomfortable, I should say, with her wearing that dress. I don't think he had that conversation with her.
Yeah,
and I don't think he had that conversation with her, and I think that maybe if he had that conversation with her, she probably would not have done it. For the respect of her husband, not because of she don't want to dress like this because she's married or because of a man. I think it was just the respect. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause I know with me personally, I could get really, really sexy and I can wear some shit, but I know that if it's a little bit too much, I'ma ask my nigga like how you feel about this, and he'll be like, babe, I don't know. Yeah. And most of his stuff is be like his reasoning being because he don't want to have to beat a nigga up. Yeah. He don't want to have to kill a nigga. You know what I'm saying? So he don't want nobody over sexualizing me or doing something stupid while we out on purpose in
men
public.
Don't respect you when they
exactly.
See you
so I'm not gonna put him or myself in that situation for somebody to over sexualize me or to do something stupid because simply I'm wearing something crazy outside. So I don't know. Or
it's a balance. It's a balance.
It is a balance
of being sexy and conservative and still being classy. There's a balance between it. And when you're in a relationship, you just got to find that balance that works for you and your significant other.
Mm-hmm. You do. Do y'all think that he was just supporting her, and that's maybe why he didn't say anything? Because
but the theme of it was barely there.
To be transparent, we have no idea.
We don't know if he said anything.
But I feel like he's very supportive
because
as a
of
man.
their relationship. I say that because of their relationship and her. I don't see her being like, "Fuck you, nigga. I'm gonna wear it anyways."
No, I do think like because the theme of it was barely there. So it's just like
you said what
the theme of the Oscars this year was barely there. Like she wasn't the only person that was dressed like that, but she's the only person that we are talking about. So it's just like maybe it's not. I don't think it was. I think
it's because of the image.
I think they had the conversation, but she was just like, "Babe, this is the theme." Like, and maybe her team dressed her like that.
We don't know what happened, but he definitely looked uncomfortable. But he supported her, and he did it, and he just looked really uncomfortable while he did it. But I don't know. That was just. I just think that the dress didn't do anything for her. I think she could have wore something a little bit more better, even if it was, like more elegant, still sexy as fuck, but a little bit more elegant. I just felt like they just threw a chain dress on her, like you said, a swimwear cover up, and said, "Here you go."
Put these gloves on.
Put the gloves on, because the gloves definitely threw the dress off.
The gloves should have never even, See, whoever Ciara's stylist, that was not cool at all. It really wasn't. That was not cool. It didn't even match. They were velvet.
But
they were velvet gloves.
Yeah, it was velvet gloves.
Like,
it was. I basically while we were talking about the whole Oscars with what's her name, Ciara and stuff, I just felt like, what do y'all think about the whole Jamie Lee Curtis and Angela Bassett? Like, do y'all think that she was a sourpuss or whatever the case may be because she didn't win? Or was it more or less because she was hurt because she didn't win? Or do you think it was a white and black issue? Or is it because of the whole, how everybody say that the Oscars really don't really give it up for our culture? Yeah. You know what I mean? So
I feel like she's well deserving of it. And if she didn't win, it probably just a bit disappointing to her.
Yeah, that was her initial. That was a shock reaction.
It was.
Her reaction is very normal.
It's okay
to anybody being in that situation. So
it was. So why does she have to clap?
Because black women are supposed to always play nice and be the individual that everybody else wants us to be. But it's like When some of these niggas lose in football games, they ain't fucking clapping. So
No.
it's like, why am I supposed to fucking clap when I lost? Like,
I felt like
y'all hearing niggas over here starting fights for losing.
Right.
And I felt like she did a great job.
Exactly. And that's what I was gonna say. I felt like she did a awesome.
Stoic.
She was. She did a little smirk and she just stood there like, okay, because deep down inside she was expecting probably to win. Like, if I'm not mistaken, I think they were saying like they were even hyping her up to even come, making her probably putting her in position that she was going to win.
Yeah, but she was nominated though, so she technically, if you were nominated, you're expected to be there. So
exactly.
Naturally, yeah, that
but not everybody even come though. when they even if they nominate, they don't give a fuck. Like they just be like whatever. So I mean, at the end of the day, I feel like they both were rewarding. They both are rewarding actresses, right? I don't want it to make it a black and white thing because what did you say, Q? Like
a lot of people have on social media have made it a black and white thing, like, oh, the Oscars ain't for black people. You know, they say stuff like that. So it's just like when it comes to a lot of award shows.
I have a question.
A lot of award shows, people feel like even the Grammys, oh, it's not for black people. Black people ain't gonna never win a Grammy. So it's like even with the Oscars, I don't know why people expected her to win. Like if I watched it, I probably wouldn't expected it because, like I said, a lot of those award shows are not for people like us. So it's just like.
So tying into that statement, do you think that as black people we should stop being so fixated on these awards and just focus on our craft?
The award is how many people watch your shit when you go into the amount of money that you make in the box when that shit comes out. Like we watching for you. Like we may, the voting may not count, but a lot of the times when you put out work for us, you inspiring us. It ain't about the reward. We giving you the award. So it's just,
because Beyonce lost what award, album of the year to Harry Styles. Who did she lose to? Yes.
Yeah,
so
it was.
That is another perfect example where it's just like, it was complete and total outrage on Twitter and Instagram for that exact situation because do y'all think that is it the exact same situation translated into music?
I think so.
Because you ain't listening to Harry Styles' fucking album.
I'm not listening
to his album
at all, and I definitely
and I don't plan on it
at all. I don't even know who that is.
Neither do I.
That's why I had a little that's why I had a little moment right there just for a second. I blanked out because I was like, who is Harry Styles?
What about Wakanda Forever?
Who is he?
Huh?
No, seriously, I'm really not being funny. Who is he?
No, that wasn't the Jonas Brothers. He wasn't a Jonas brother. Watermelon Sugar, high. You heard that song before. Watermelon Sugar. I can't sing. Watermelon Sugar, high.
You don't know exactly. Once I show you the picture, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
She probably hasn't heard that song.
He done sold emojis.
I cannot think of it.
Regardless, he's got album of the year, so it's like.
If I can't say it, then exactly like.
That song.
Zoom in.
On a summer evening.
Oh, I know him, but I don't even know that song.
One Direction is the group.
What group? Backstreet Boys. No, it's One Direction.
One Direction.
In sync.
Bye. Oh,
what group was it? There it is.
It was One Direction.
Yeah, so it's a similar situation where it's like, I've read several comments where people are just like, black people just need to stop being so fixated on these awards and just focus on your craft. Focus on your endorsements, your shows, your tour, your bag. At the end of the day,
because you're still getting money. So it don't even matter. So let's not even cry over that shit.
But take J. Cole for instance. That's a North Carolina nigga. Guess where he at right now? Down there in Fayetteville, North Carolina, around his motherfucking background. He still make music. He don't care about who give him an award. He don't care about who recognize him.
Determine the artist.
He's making
it does not, because that, like you said, they're still making money. And the numbers, don't the numbers sometimes also be more than when they give the reward? I don't know how the award shit go, to be honest with you. I've never really been into that.
What's the standard for album of the year?
What's the what?
The standard.
Like, is it most sales, downloads?
Right.
No, it's bullshit. So it's like, how do
we don't even know.
Wakanda Forever sold more than Jamie Lee.
Wakanda Forever.
Yeah.
Who votes on it?
But then it kind of goes back to shit that's for the people. Beyonce made a whole album for the people. Right. You know what I'm saying? Wakanda Forever was for the people. So that's what I'm saying. Like, they awarding shit that's not for us, so we know, stay in your motherfucking place. We ain't gonna never stay in our place. We gonna keep doing what we do.
Right. So, Angela Bassett, you did a great job.
Angela Bassett,
I love the movie. I cried.
I mean, I feel like, and then a lot of people were like, "Oh, well, I felt like a lot of people felt like she should have won because of her previous stuff." But we can't base it off of what she's done previously. It was basically off of that movie. So,
but that's a lot of people were saying that. They were saying that because of the years that she
exactly. Yeah, because at the end of the day, we can't go back what she did. But I mean, Wakanda definitely. But we already know what that shit is about.
I think the way that they're basing it off of, even if it's not based off of a movie, a lot of people are saying she should have had one by now. All the movies that she's done. Yeah. Like, she should have had one. So, I don't know.
What's next? It was something.
Agreed. Angela Bassett, she should have definitely.
Because that car blowing up in the movie, that's me all day. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I relate to that. But it's just like, why? Yeah.
Stella got hugged.
For how many years? I was your white woman for how many years?
And you left me for a white woman?
She had to eat the cake.
Bro, she done been through it.
Eat the cake.
Done been through it.
Y'all made me eat the cake.
And all the cougars is Stella, so it's just
you raped me with a beer bottle. And I ain't get an award for that. She did. He did. He sodomized her with a beer bottle.
Yes.
But she played that fucking role. I'm saying, like, she played that role in the movie.
Like,
why y'all looking like y'all don't remember that?
For a long time, I thought she was Tina Turner.
Trigger warning.
In the fucking studio.
Tina Turner better than Tina.
You ain't never seen what Love got to do with it?
Clutch my purse.
Trigger warning, please.
It was. But, I mean, he did. And she played that part very well.
She ate that shit down.
So how y'all feel about Chloe Bailey and her role in the movie Swarm? What y'all think about that? Because a lot of people said it was just like really graphic for her. It was like she went over the top because she came from like this little old girl that was like what, Disney or whatever, just like, you know, a little prissy little girl, and then now that she has this graphic sex scene with what's his name?
Domson Idris.
Yes.
Lori Harvey boyfriend.
Yes. Like, how y'all feel about that? What y'all think about that?
I think that because I actually had a full conversation with my friend about this the other day, or actually today. We actually talked about it. Mm-hmm. I think that the over-sexualization of black women in the music industry is always going to be triggering for me, for the simple fact that it's just not needed. Chloe is actually a talented woman. She's absolutely beautiful.
Bro,
it's giving
you
ASMR.
Are so ASMR right now. We gotta cut that whole out. Like, that could be a blooper, but bro, like, we hear.
Can't stand it. Can't stand it.
And you're being seen. You're not cut out. Okay. I just want to let you know that.
Like, she over there busting that fruit down.
He's tearing that shit right up.
Hey, who the fuck is Chloe?
Just pick up from your friend's store.
Yeah,
I can just start over. Let me know when y'all done.
Go ahead.
I think the over-sexualization of black women in the music industry is always going to be triggering for me for the simple fact it's just not needed. Chloe's actually very talented. She's beautiful. She can sing. She can dance. She can perform. So for her to take this role, obviously I ain't got no personal say in what she decides to do, but based upon her image and based upon like even some of the music videos and things that she's doing, I feel like it's the patriarchy that is destroying her career.
The patriarchy,
for the simple fact that she's also 24 years old. She's got a long career ahead of her and she plays ball right. And I think that starting off so early in the game and already trickling in this direction, I think is dangerous to the career for the long term, because my thing is like, what's the average time somebody lasts in the music industry? What, 4 or 5, maybe 6 years?
Maybe.
You ain't gonna make it.
Right.
Doing this. For the simple fact that, like, I think she was doing a performance. People were throwing stuff at her while she was on stage. So it's like, the disrespect is already coming. You know? Like, and it's very early on in her career, in my opinion. And somebody was like, well, she's Beyonce's protege. I'm like, I don't fucking give a shit. At the end of the day, like, if you tank your own career, Beyonce's not gonna save you at the end of the day, because like you're already trickling in that direction. Beyonce got her own name she gotta save. So it's like, while I understand that, you know, Halle and Chloe both are Beyonce's proteges, I think that they still need to be very cognizant of their career. Chloe obviously can't afford Beyonce's management team,
right? But
it's just still like, we just need to be more cognizant of the direction as women when we go into music entertainment, because we don't last as long as the men do,
and it's already hard for us because the men, like you said, you saying like her team was the one, you think her team is the one that's pushing for her to transition from this, you know, little platform as being this cute little conservative girl to this, whoop. Now she's just deep dived into a whole sexual scene, popping it, busting it, whatever the hell she was doing. I personally did not see it. However,
but in that scene though, In that scene though, I'm gonna just tell y'all it ain't Chloe, because I swear to God I was looking at Domson the whole time like baby, hey. So it's not. I don't get the whole outrage about it. You would have never known it was Chloe if they hadn't told you it was Chloe.
But didn't they do that to the girl? Not JoJo Siwa, but what was another?
Look at him. Look at him. Yes, baby. Look at him.
I don't care about him.
You can't see her. You would never know it was her.
But we know it's her.
But we know it's her.
But you know it's her. But if nobody had told you it was her, we're selective outrage.
It's not selective outrage.
I don't think that's selective outrage because we know it's her.
But that's when. Well, okay, so
we can't unknow the information.
But listen, Taraji did it in Baby Boy. Nobody was outraged about her.
But Taraji didn't come from Disney either.
So
that's the point.
But her career didn't tank.
Just saying, but that's the point of what they're saying.
But
her
career didn't tank. She didn't come from Disney. She didn't come from this. She was on YouTube singing.
Oh.
Yeah, she was on YouTube singing. That's where she came from. She's on stage humping the ground and shit. Where is the outrage? Like, she's doing what she's always been doing.
Is she?
Yes. She was selling sex from the beginning, so it's just like
So that ain't got nothing to do with what I was talking about. I was talking about more so the longevity of her career. So
yeah,
I mean, but what she's been currently doing, how much longer do you think that she has?
I think her career, she's
too much because she's gonna get older and people are not gonna really care about that anymore.
No, sex is selling right
Forever.
now.
Not
sex
no old
is selling
sex
right now.
No, there's some guys
when she get older, they're not gonna be looking at that.
porn.
Somebody else young is gonna be into it and
Some guys are into
take over.
old porn.
Sex is selling right now. She over here talking about
took
porn.
the conversation to a whole new level.
No, they are though.
We're here and you went beyond
Where we
it.
get old porn from?
Because she said when she get older, no guys like older women. Like some guys like have a fetish.
Okay, so let's tap into it real quick. So like Nicki Minaj did something on stage. I think
And it absolutely blew mine. But again, because
you knew exactly what I was
yes,
talking about.
I knew exactly what you was talking. I'm here with you on that. And also, again, what did we say when she did that? Okay, first of all, let me say what she did. She got on stage, she laid down, spread her legs open, and did all of this stuff, and turned around. And she's a mama and a wife.
And she was looking for attention, you know.
Right.
She's in a house
which goes back to her point. The ratings. And
Yeah.
guess what? No, and Nicki was a bad bitch, and she was a sex symbol in her height of her career, but now that she's older and it's not needed. So why did you go out there and do that? And I think that's what she was trying to say. Like, so how long do you think that's gonna last for her? Because a lot of people was outraged at Nicki, not outraged, but they was just like, what the fuck are you doing,
But
bro?
that goes back to what I'm telling y'all. Nicki's not selling, so she's selling sex. Sex is selling. That's why she decided to lay her ass down on that stage and bust that shit open, because all these young bitches out here is busting that shit.
Are doing that.
So it's just like, for her to stay relevant, she gotta sell sex. For Chloe to stay relevant, she feels like that, but her voice is everything. She don't have to sell sex.
So it's too late because she already doing it, so she can't come back from that,
she's
because
gotta
guess
keep
what?
going from
She's
that.
not going to though. Like it's because how is she gonna keep going? Nicki was doing it, and then when she just did it recently.
But Nicki is somebody's mama. Chloe ain't nobody mama, and everybody
okay, but what
is
if she
always.
becomes somebody's
But
mama?
she ain't right now.
We're talking about the future though. She said that's I think
She's
that's the
saying
little point that you're missing, the longevity part of it, because when she's
right now,
yes, which is fine, but we're talking about the longevity of it. So when she does decide to lay down and have a baby, is she going to be able to make it still by just singing without being so sexual? Because but the media or whoever is going to knock her for that.
So
what are you
is everybody
doing?
knocking Cardi? She's got babies. She's married. She's still doing it.
No, she's really not. Cardi has transitioned over, and I just said that earlier.
But she had kids while she was doing this, and she's still where she was. So
she's not now.
Not now.
What you mean?
Beyonce
transitioned out.
No, like in her career, she's still where she is.
What do you mean by that?
She was selling sex. She had a baby. Cardi is still one of the most talked about female rappers. Nicki is jumping to do what Cardi is doing because she's not there anymore. So it's just like, even though Cardi was selling sex at whatever age she was doing it, she can still put out a hit and it's gonna go. So it's just like,
so what's the solution? Because it's like, you can't don't start out how you can't hold out, as my mom always told me.
Right.
So if you start out busting that thing wide open, you going back to renege and redo your entire career, the likelihood of any form of success is not going to happen. Because I've already seen you naked.
Right.
I've literally seen everything that you have to offer. I heard your voice. It's cute or whatever, but like I've already seen everything.
But y'all are making her renege. Y'all don't know if she's going to go back on what she did.
Watch. They always do. Everybody does. Everybody's doing it.
I definitely agree.
Look at the music industry. It's happened to literally everybody. Everybody's like, you get to the point in the career. Literally, not B. Simone. Brittany Renner is a perfect example of this. She made her entire career off of thotting and bopping and exploiting these niggas, taking their money, going on trips, doing all these things, right? Now she's gotten to that point. Chastity belt is locked and loaded. Ain't nobody getting anywhere near her because she's gotten to that point. She's my same age as me. She's gotten to that point where she's like, I can't believe that I lived my life, this entire, like, my entire life like this. I'm sick of doing it. I don't want to do it anymore. And I'm making the decision today. So either y'all can get with it or you can't. But it's like, they always renege for the simple fact that we are women. You're a human being first and you're a woman second.
Right.
So naturally you're going to get to this point in your career where you're going to want a healthy relationship with somebody. You're going to want kids. You want to get married. You're going to do all these things. And that behavior that you were doing when you were 23, 24, 25 is no longer acceptable. Which is the whole point.
What about Kim Kardashian? What about Kim Kardashian?
Kim Kardashian's family is demonic and they're witches. they have no problem exploiting the family. Kris Jenner has literally said she wants to keep the kids in the fucking media. She wants to keep them in the ratings. So I don't even use them as non because they're fucking witches. You can't. Because they love the media.
Yes. They live for the media. That's how they even existed, was for the media. Like everything they do.
But I was saying, like, Kim always been selling sex and her career has just been more and more successful. Yeah. And she's been selling sex since
because of her mother.
Her career started.
But her mother has her hand.
But that's different because not only that, she's a different shade than what we are too. She's not a black woman that's doing this. So that kind of like changes the whole game. It's different. You know what I'm saying? Because that's a whole different ball game.
Till she gets Kris' age. Yeah.
We have a lot less grace, and they're unforgiving towards black women. And that is the only point that I'm trying to make. I don't care what Khloe does with her life. I don't care what Halle does, Kim Kardashian. I don't care what none of them fucking do. At the end of the day, be prepared to deal with the consequences that come with it by the time she's 30.
And so, do you think that maybe she popped that out a little bit too early in her career?
I knew it was inevitable, but I think it was premature. I feel like
premature.
My thing is like they over-sexualize the untalented. So it's like, it wasn't needed. Like, if she couldn't sing, if she couldn't dance, she couldn't perform, if she wasn't listed as Beyonce's protege, why are you doing it? That's the only point that I'm trying to make. Now, if that is her decision that she's making with her body, go for it, babe. Do what you gotta do.
Do what you do. Do you.
But maybe that's her saying that she's not Beyonce. Everybody's putting that standard on her, and everybody's like, oh, she's just like Beyonce. She wants to be Beyonce. Yes, they do. Yes, they do.
Beyonce named Halle and Khloe as her protege.
But that's what I'm saying. Maybe that's her statement as to saying this is I can be her protege, but I'm not like Beyonce. I'm not gonna be a Beyonce.
So she took that. You thinking that she took that?
Beyonce's married and she's single, right? So she was just like, you know what?
So you think
Let's have fun.
Let's have fun. So you think she took that scene to try to break away from that?
To be her own person.
Beyonce never did that.
Never did it.
At 24.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. She's not trying to be a Beyonce.
Married an old ass man. She married a sugar daddy. Like, let's be honest.
And Beyonce was on the age when she was with him. Nobody knew that. But
Beyonce
elaborate
was
on that.
22 years old when she. Well, how old was Beyonce? Let's just see how
she was
the difference.
Young.
She's been in the industry her whole life.
Yeah,
she was young.
And when she met Jay-Z, because Jay-Z is what, 10 years older than Beyonce, or 12? Let's get that.
10.
Okay, 12, so 10 years, maybe a decade older. Yeah.
When did they start dating? Does anybody know?
She married her daddy.
30?
She was in 30.
03?
Yeah.
03?
So 03. How old was Beyonce?
40. She was 30.
Okay, got it. I mean, so
I think she got the bullshit out of her system by then, bro. At that point,
because she was definitely
running around also.
Yeah, she was definitely being open. Yeah. She definitely was popping that tushy.
She was, but it was a different
time. But it was a different timing, and it wasn't as exploited either. You didn't see her doing no sex scene and exploiting her whole ass out there getting blown out by a whole nigga. Like, you didn't do that. And there was no social media then. There wasn't, like, things was a little bit more privatized.
It could have been talked about, but we wouldn't have heard it.
We wouldn't have known what was going on. Actually, it did came up. It came up, but it came up later in the years once social media started and then people started digging, and now we're able to do it more, see more, I meant to say, but like you said, she wasn't. I just think that it wasn't the time for her to bring and be exploiting herself like that.
Yeah, we all feel like that, but I just feel like, in a sense, like, you gonna do what you want to do.
Yep.
Definitely you're gonna do what you want to do. Definitely. Oh, go ahead.
What she said?
I just want to, like, get into Caresha and Diddy.
What you think? Elaborate.
Okay, so I mean, I heard that they weren't dealing with each other no more. Mm-hmm. Is that like true?
I don't know.
I heard she was like, I'm single
stayed on
now.
top of it.
Now she's single.
She got what she wanted out of Diddy, and she said, "I'm out of here, deuces." Now that's a real boss bitch move.
Shout out to the city girl. Shout out to the city girl. We up 5,000, right?
He did pee on her though.
We ain't talking about that again.
We not.
We had a whole combo
about
it.
Segment on that about him P Diddying her. That's what it's called. Not peeing, P Diddying her. That's what it was. But no, I think Caresha really did play chess and not checkers when it would come for dealing with Diddy, because at the end of the day, let's really think about it.
What show is she in?
The BMF.
Boy, they could have left her ass out of there.
Yes, but before all of that,
yeah, like
Miami really didn't even want a rap career. Honestly, she didn't come into the game wanting it. She did that to hold her best friend down, because that's what JT wanted. So they were best friends. So she really did that. And then unfortunately, JT had to go sit down for a minute. So she is about her bag. So she held it down for JT with the career and kept the career moving on. And then when JT came home, you know what I'm saying, Caresha pretty much was like a little bit more blown up than JT, obviously, because she was locked up or whatever the case may be. However, if y'all think about, I don't know if y'all sat down and watched her podcast when JT was basically explaining, she loves the rap thing. This is what she do. She like the rap and then go home and be to her man, her house. That's what she want to do, or whatever the case may be. Caresha is the one who want to be out in these streets. She want to be out here, be outside. She loves the limelight. She loves the jewelry. She loves the clothes. She loves the party. She loves to be outside. Like, that's what she wants. JT don't really care for that. So I feel like she played chess when she started fucking with Diddy, because at the end of the day, she kind of blew up even more.
But
when
what's
she
the
started
difference between her with her dealing with Diddy and Krishan dealing with Blueface? It's the same thing, just different way. Like, I feel like Diddy is very toxic.
He is.
Yeah, it's very true.
But he don't.
The difference is like
he's not exploiting the abusiveness for it, and also she's not. But she don't care, because they're not in a real relation, or they're not locked in. Because they always say that
we just having fun.
We just having fun. So it's
you
like
single, then we go together.
Right.
Yeah.
Caresha played the role.
She did definitely play the role. She played the role well, and she got her check. She got where she wanted to be. She got the movies, and that's what it is. So I think the difference between them is she know how to play her motherfucking cards right.
Blueface also can't do shit
that Diddy did. So it's like you can't really compare. That's apples and oranges, to be honest with you. Like on the
apples and dog
shit. Yes, exactly. So I think that's the difference.
But what I'm saying is
mentally is fine.
But no. Blueface, let's be honest, he did kind of level Krishan up also. Like, Krishan...
he gave her the platform.
Yeah, he did.
But that was it.
Definitely doing like...
But it wasn't nowhere near the platform as Diddy did Caresha, though.
I don't...
He gave her a show.
But see, I don't think...
Krishan has shows.
But I don't think Blueface gave Krishan the light, because, okay... We found out about Krishan whenever he was trying to kick Krishan out the house, and that bitch wouldn't go. Like, she was funny on social media, and then people started gravitating to her. Blueface didn't give her that limelight. She gave herself that, and she kept going with it. And now he's like piggybacking off of it. So I can't say that Blueface gave it to her. He's just hanging on.
She worked for it.
Yeah.
She worked for it, because she exploited herself. She made herself look like a complete fool.
And then she kept going.
And she kept going with it, and she's still making herself look like a complete fool. But I just feel like that's completely different. As far as the mental, maybe, I don't know, because you can't even really say that, because like you said, Caresha, she played her role. She got what she definitely monopolized it. She's doing very well for herself. Krishan's still over here crying. Like,
Krishan also over here crying and pregnant.
And Caresha ain't trying to get no babies. I feel like she probably would have let Diddy get her pregnant, though. I don't know.
Who wouldn't?
So I don't know, but what you think?
I was just saying, because I feel like they both just mentally fucked them. Like, even though I feel like, my Young Miami's a city girl, and she tried to like hide her feelings. She's really hurt, by the way. Diddy was popping up every other day with a different girl.
And the baby situation.
Yeah, it was just a lot.
I think she definitely played her cards right, but she played the role.
But like you said, they never was exclusive, and he always was honest with her to let her know, like, I'm gonna. So that is the difference. And she was smart though
by doing that, because she always kept saying, we're just having fun.
Yeah.
Of course, do we feel like she was really having feelings for him or whatever? Absolutely. She's a female at the end of the day, so she definitely got some type of emotional attachment to him. But she know that the height of her career, who she is, what she stands for, she know that she couldn't crumble, because then it just would have looked really bad for her and what her platform and what she stands for if she would have been heartbroken or even fell in love with the nigga. It would have just been bad for her.
Instead of being,
I think a lot of people are out here living double lives, and I think that ultimately that will be the demise of your happiness.
Happiness,
like, you choose to be in the closet, choose to, and then not even just like when it comes to your sexuality, just like in general, having multiple families, multiple partners. Like just living a demonic life.
But I think that a lot of men who dog women out the way that he does and
like
whatever the case may be, I feel like that he is dealing. I feel like he is dealing with demons, and his demon is being gay and wanting to be with a woman. And I feel like a lot of men that do that cannot settle with a woman is because they don't want to be with a woman, and they be jealous and want to be a woman. Want to be a woman because they want to be with a man. And I feel like that's where they fight their demons at on that. Like, I really feel exactly like him, prime ass nigga right there. But
if we look at the situation, can we really say that he dogged her out? Because he
dogged who out?
I don't think he dogged her out.
Diddy, like,
dogged who out?
Caresha.
No, I didn't say he. I'm not talking about her. I'm talking about everybody else.
But I mean, everybody's saying because he can't commit to. It's not. He was committed to the lady. What's her name? The one that died.
Kim Porter.
He didn't marry her, but he was committed to her.
He was not committed to her.
In a sense, he was.
He was not committed to her.
Before we looked at him in the way that we looked at him, he was. So it's just like,
no, he never was committed to her. I'm sorry, I cannot.
Not married, but
no, not married. He was never committed to her ever. You better watch the history on him and her. He was never committed to her.
Okay, but can we not just say that it's the wrong woman? Do we? Because society.
I didn't say it was the wrong woman.
But I'm saying, but a lot of the time, society is doing that to black men because they don't want to commit, or because they don't want to this. Oh, they're gay, or because he look at somebody this way, he's gay. Like, everybody is making black men.
So I understand what he's trying to say. Mm-hmm. We're not trying to make it seem like because a black man doesn't want to commit to a black woman that he's homosexual. Yeah. We're not saying that. But in the current situation, they said he killed her
like, did you really
a tell-all book. It's moving slow. Like,
just read. You don't have to say it out loud.
Oh, no. No, I had to. That shit was like,
cause he killed her.
I'm like, that shit is moving real slow.
Now, if we was on a TV show and that was the teleprompter, we'd be like, okay.
Literally, like, I'd be terrible at reading a teleprompter. I just need you to, like, just send me a text or something. I don't remember that shit. No,
because I think that, he killed her.
They said he killed her. Like, the words just like,
it was going a little slow.
That shit was moving slow as hell.
It was moving slow.
But no, to go back to what Key was saying, like, I agree. I think that there are a lot of situations where black men do not want to commit to a certain type of woman, any woman of any race, so that we will naturally assume that he's homosexual. That is not what we're saying about Diddy, but I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
That is not at all what we're trying to do. At the end of the day, do I think that men that are constantly out here disrespecting, dogging, treating black women like shit, putting them in compromising situations because they don't like women? Yes,
definitely.
And that's the end all be all of the situation. Now, whether or not you dealing with your own demons about whether or not you're gonna be with a man or a woman, that's not my business. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But at the end of the day, do I see a pattern?
Yes.
Of men that are treating women like shit, that are treating black women like shit, that are doing all
they're not living in their truth.
Because you're not living in their truth. And instead of you just being upfront about who you want to be,
right, or who you are inside, don't treat me like shit because you're not that. Like,
because there's also a combination of a lot of men that enjoy having sex with women but don't actually like
women. And exactly.
We got to talk about it a whole next
that
time.
Is a whole other
that is a whole epidemic within itself.
Yes.
Of men that are just like, I'm gonna keep doing this because I feel like I'm supposed to do this, but I really
don't, and I don't enjoy it. But I'm doing it because if I have homeboys and be fucking with
That's
exactly.
like that dude on Facebook that said that he was in a relationship with a girl and then he had a gay friend and the gay friend was like chasing him the entire time, and then all of a sudden he's gay and they've been together 5 years. Y'all didn't see that? Yeah, it was a whole.
Very common situation.
It's not shocking to me at all. Like at all. Do you want to elaborate that anymore? Because I know like sometimes like to get. I'm not saying like that. I'm just saying period. Not like
sometimes you.
No, I just know that because my sis is outside. She be outside and she's young, so I know that she sees a lot. I'm not saying like it's her relationship, but I know she has a lot of friends and she's be around a lot of people. So that's why I was asking. Did you have something to say about that?
About bisexual men?
Yeah.
I just feel like a lot of bisexual men are like undercover, and it's just like, I just say to the bisexual men, like, just be who you are. Some people will accept you, some people won't. But if you hide those demons, you'll mistreat your partner, especially like abuse them. And it's because you're not happy within. That's not okay. It's okay to be who you are. And
just be who you are. You'll be more happier. You won't be miserable. That's it. All right. So I thank everybody for coming out once again for another episode of the Zen Room. And I want to give a shout out to all the Black women-owned businesses out there. Keep your heads up. Fix your collars. You know what I'm saying? Put your hair back. Poke your chest out. Wear your head high. Make sure y'all keep striving. Do not give up. Like, if that's what you really want, work for it. Don't let any obstacles take you down. And then once again, I want to give a special shout out to my panelists for coming to the Zen Room and giving their views on how they feel on what's going on with me. So again, make sure you tell your handle.
Thank y'all for watching. I'm Q from Forever Yours Events, keeping it Q_ on IG. Follow me.
Y'all, thanks for tuning in. Morgan Robinson, True.make sure you're on Instagram. Check me out.
So, I just want to say shout out to the Zen Room for having me. You doing your thing, sis.
Thanks.
And again, I'm Nay at Nay the Boys. Follow me at Here by Nay 2023.
And make sure you guys follow me, The Zen Room. Everything is The Zen Room. That's TheeEzen Room. It's out. It's a wrap.